I was in the right field batting cage outside of the fence line, and the first shot rang out. And, you know, I grew up in the South. I'm used to hearing an occasional shotgun, and I wasn't sure. It didn't sound like a shotgun, but it did sound like a rifle. And then there were a couple of seconds. Everybody kind of looked up and heard the sound, but we were about ready to go back around our business. Nobody dropped to the ground. Nobody ducked. Nobody did anything that I could see.
Just 3 minutes past the top of the hour, and we are in full breaking news mode now here on MSNBC. We're following a shooting in the Washington, D.C. suburb of Alexandria, Virginia, where there was a baseball practice underway for members of Congress getting ready for a big game, bipartisanship being the point of the game tomorrow.
He was a happy-go-lucky guy. It just took me by surprise on what happened.
5 or 10 shots in a row very quickly rang out, and that's when everybody was hitting the dirt. I saw Scalise go down at second base. There were staffers running from the perimeter of the outfield from the third base sign where the shooter was all the way to where I was. So I was in the far perimeter of right field, and I often give Senator Flake a ride home, and just about a minute before I'd been at the batting at home plate, and I walked by him at the dugout, and I said, I'm going to go one more time for one more batting cage in the right field. And as it turns out, that was at the farthest point. So I'm in the right field. I'm at the farthest point on the field of anybody from the gunshots. But the gunshots are still hitting in the dirt in right field where there are 2 staffers laying on the ground.
Do we know where he's at? Do we know where he's at?
He's behind home plate. You call 911?
I assume people have been calling 911 already.
But we want to go to Pete Williams, who I understand has received a statement from the congressman's office. Pete, what can you tell us?
Right. So let me just read it to you, if I may, Savannah. It says, this morning at a practice for the congressional baseball game, Whip Scalise was shot in the hip. So that's confirmed what the injury was. He was transported to MedStar Washington Hospital Center, that's here in the District of Columbia, where he is currently undergoing surgery. He is in stable condition. The statement goes on to say, before entering surgery, he was in good spirits and talked to his wife by telephone. He's grateful for the brave actions of the U.S. Capitol Police, first responders, and colleagues. And the rest of the statement simply says, we ask you to keep him and others harmed in this incident in your thoughts.
Do you know about his political beliefs?
I don't know anything about that.
Did he have political signs here in front of the house?
Not that I know.
One of them may have been hit, but between me and them is about a 15, 20-foot fence. So one of the staffers decides, the heck with this, I'm not staying here. The bullets are flying all around me. He decided to climb the fence, and he climbed a 20-foot fence in about 3 seconds, plopped down behind me, and there was a big oak tree behind the batting cage. He and I are behind the oak tree, but the gunshots are still going in the dirt in right field in the warning tracks, so about 5 or 10 feet from us.
Hey, is that guy okay out there? The guy been shot. Is he okay? Is anybody talking to him?
Stay down! Stay down!
Through the years, he didn't back down from stuff. I mean, he was in a few fights and stuff like that, but nothing that would demonstrate violence as far as what he did.
What do you mean by that? Like fights with people?
Well, he never backed down from anybody. In a bar fight or whatever, he stood his ground.
But it was the kind of kid stuff, or was it political?
No, it was something that most guys do.
And at some point, I'd say 50 or 60 shots at least have been fired from the shooter. And then we start to hear the Capitol Hill police respond, and theirs is a different weapon, so you hear pistol shots going back at the shooter.
I just want to let people know that he wasn't evil, that he was, I guess, tired of some of the politics that are going on. Just like in this state, we got politicians collecting a paycheck and doing absolutely nothing for it. I don't know his politics, but I can see how he's pretty well fed up with some of this stuff. I'm fed up with what's going on in this state. He was passionate in what he believed in.
Would you call him an out-of-control guy, or was he pretty much in control?
He was in control.
Did he have any mental issues?
No, not that I know of.
That he may have
not that I know of. But whatever he believed in, he stood behind it 100%.
I can tell you that I think with absolute certainty nobody would have survived without the Capitol Hill Police. They saved everybody's life, incredibly brave, and deserve everyone's praise, because with this guy, who knows how heavily armed he was, but nobody else had a weapon, so he was just killing everyone. He would have. And I think the Capitol Hill Police, apparently both were wounded. I hope they survive, and they deserve our gratitude for saving. It would have been a massacre without them.
Why? What's the point? What's the purpose? Politics? Really? You think this is going to make Donald Trump just give up the presidency? You think killing senators is going to make them replaced with Democrats? Republicans? Socialists? What? It's not going to happen. If somebody dies in office, they have plans for that. Somebody else takes over. But they still have the same political views. So why? What do you think you're going to accomplish? What's the point? What's the purpose? You think you're going to be remembered? I remember when Gabrielle Gifford got shot. But I don't remember what the fuck the name of the guy was that did it. Nobody's going to know who the hell you are. Nobody's going to remember you. You're not some great hero. Just some asshole. That's all you're ever going to be known as. You think the political party that you're doing this in favor of, you think they're going to cheer you as a hero? Why? What's the point? This isn't going to make the world better. It never does. It's just killing people for no purpose. Nobody's going to all of a sudden decide you're right because you shot a bunch of people. They're going to use that to say that you're even more wrong than they did before. You just want to commit suicide? Can't stand the thought of going out alone? Got to take people with you? Why? What's the purpose? Why do this? What's the point? Politics. All this over politics. Violence has never really put a good political structure in place. It's peacetime that does that. Violence paves the way, but God, the cost. Nowadays, in the evolved world, civil war. Why? For what purpose? What's it going to accomplish? Kill enough people? Maybe they'll bend to your demands? It's the United States. We do not fucking adhere to the demands of terrorists. We fight to reject them every time they come up. Every time. Yeah, this might pull people together, but it's already tearing people apart. An event like this comes along and it fractures reality. Makes everything before it happened, and everything that happens after. You've created a whole nother reason for people to not want to agree with each other. You've created more discord, more chaos. Is that the point? Just want to see the world burn? It's just stupid. It's babies. Big babies. Can't stand things don't go their way. So they have to make other people suffer. That's what it all comes down to. You're not a fucking hero. You're a piece of shit. And history's gonna remember you in every bit that you deserve to be. Not at all.